Good evening, everyone. Curry College Chief Weather Forecaster Joe Shock here. Taking a look at the rainfall that's going to be falling in the eastern U.S. and especially here in the Northeast over the next 2 weeks or so. It's starting to get really interesting to me to watch all this water starting to be forecasted now and what that can mean in the longer term. So here's the 18Z GFS precipitation over the next 2 weeks. Also, we'll take a look here in the southeast. You can see we're loading up with water here as well. But let's take a look here in the northeast. You can see over the next 2 weeks off this particular run, and previous runs have been consistent along with other guidance in the northeast that there could be some water that comes out of the sky, whether it's all rain or snow is still to be determined. Let me see. I'm trying a lot of new fun toys out here on my computer to do some annotating with you as I do these videos. But let's see. Ooh, I like that actually. This here, you can see the colors. You can see here. We go over here to the right of the screen. You can see a color bar. I mean, we're looking at least 2 to maybe it's close to 4. If not, look at that. The South Shore of Cape Islands close to 5 inches of rain. So, I mean, over the next 2 weeks, again, going from the 26th. Let's see if I can do this. Going to the 26th to the 11th of April. I just crossed that out. Let's see. Oh, that removes it. Okay, so you can see there's going to be a lot of water falling over the next 2 weeks. And what this could mean is that could really cut down on warmth in the longer term going later into the spring. But this would be good news since there is drought, obviously, in the northeast and obviously, again, in the southeast. So let's take a look here at the precipitation anomalies again, starting this afternoon going through April 11th. Let's do that drawing thing again. Let me see what kind of color I will use for this. Red. Let's try this. But look at, again, the precipitation anomalies. You can see a lot of above average precipitation here in the northeast. And then obviously down the southeast where there's drought. I mean, look at this. I mean, tremendous amounts of precipitation here in the southeast. And if we take a look at our color bar, I mean, over 2 inches of liquid that will be falling based on the climatological average over that 16-day period. So again, this is good news where there's drought. And will be interesting to see what happens with temperatures, because when you start adding water into the ground like this, when you get later into the season, as water takes a longer time to heat up than the air, that can limit how hot it can get and the length of period that it could stay warmer than normal. And it looks like a lot of the country I am forecasting against, especially here in the northeast, temperatures are going to be warmer than normal for the late spring and on to the summer season. But if we continue to see signs of significant precipitation falling over the course of the next 2 to 3 months, that could really cut down on our summer heat, especially early in the summer with the potential for the oncoming El Nino, which obviously means cooler threats into the eastern half of the U.S. So that's something to keep in mind going over the next couple of weeks, and if not the couple of months, the amount of liquid that we will be dealing with here. Now let's change the color again here. What would be a good shade to use here that would pop up? Let's try black. So here's the GFS ensemble precipitation over the next 16 days. And again, this is over 2 inches of precipitation, as you can see there. Ensemble mean, and I mean, look at this, a lot of area here ensemble mean wise off the GFS ensembles do offer. I do have my marker highlighted up there again. Do offer. I mean, look at this, greater than a lot of 60 and a lot of greater than 70-80% chance of precipitation over 2 inches. Look at this major area here in the central southern U.S. and again here in New England, large area of high probabilities, which is, I mean, look at this. I mean, over 90, if not 99.9% probabilities here of 2 or more inches of rain over the next 2 weeks. So again, these are very, very high probabilities that you're seeing here in this deep shading of red where I have highlighted here. So again, the precipitation will be very, very, very interesting to watch and to see how much actually does fall out of the sky over that 2-week period. Here's the probability, if you will, of 4 inches of rain or precipitation, whether it be rain or snow, but melted down to get your final rain product. And these areas here, obviously, we're not going to be talking about snow down south, and maybe, there could be some mischief along in the northern New England. But again, a probability of 4 inches of rain over the next 2 weeks. Again, I mean, especially big time here in the central and southern U.S., still high probabilities, over 50, 60, 70, if not some areas over 80% probability. And here in the Northeast, a little bit lower, but certainly it's not a zero probability of precipitation over 4 inches. There are contours here, 20, even as high as 40% of precipitation over that 4 inches, as you can see right there. And then I believe we are coming up on our second to last image here. Here's the probability of 6 inches. As you can see, not really a shot in the Northeast, but again, down in the South, we're really, really loading up with that liquid over the next 2 weeks. Here's the CFS version 2. Next 45 days of precipitation. This is just one single run. And I think black may be a good color for this again. You can see the 26th, which was today, right through May 10th. And you can see here, according to the color bar, again, a lot of precipitation falling in the southern part of the U.S. This is over 10 inches of water that we were talking about. And here in New England, you can see this area of brown here that I have circled. That is over 5, 6 inches of rain that we could be seeing over the next month and a half or so. So again, this threat of some very heavy rainfall potentially over the next month or so is certainly on the table and could certainly have implications on our summer forecast going forward, how much water we could put into the ground. And again, what we were talking about, cutting heat back. And then finally, this is our last graphic here, the temperatures for the month of April off the CFS forecast. And you can see here, let me get my drawing tool up again. You can see here, and this actually shows up quite nicely, where these areas that you see here are going to be seeing a lot of rain, above average precipitation here in the southeast and northeast. You can see temperatures, average, if not even below average, here on the color bar, in that shading there of 0 to maybe 1 degree C below normal over the next 45 days. So again, a very, very interesting time period, I think, coming up. And we'll see how this evolves, obviously, in the longer term. But if it starts raining buckets out of the sky, that summer heat will be delayed. That's it for now, and thank you for watching.